Sustained damage has always been a little bit sus in NIKKE, but now they have released a character that looks like it's actually gonna be really strong. Let's talk a little bit about the Mihara kit. Finally, they have posted 20-30 minutes ago, then they deleted and posted again because they put the wrong icon on the machine gun. Amazing company. So that's it. Let's go a little bit over what the kit does. It's a little bit of a convoluted kit, complicated if you will, because it's basically 3 different moving parts that you can separate to understand it a little bit better. So before we start, as usual, hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Let's talk a little bit about Mihara bonding chain, how her kit works, my first impressions, a little bit of a pre-analysis if you will, and if I would recommend pulling or not. Thank you to all my patrons who make this content possible, and let's get started with this girl. So as you all know, she's gonna be a machine gun, B3 attacker fire. We don't really need to talk about that. The important part is her kit. Her kit has a lot of different chain types, right? Which is actually fitting for a BDSM character. It's pretty fitting. A lot of people were having issues with the kit, so I went ahead and actually just divided it into every single type of chain you can get with this character, right? Because there is 3 types of chains. That's her whole kit. Her whole kit is literally 3 different types of chains that will deal different types of damage and you can gain or remove on specific situations. So let's go over all of these chains, right? The first type of chain is a restrained chain. This will deal 50% of final attack as damage instantly. No sustain, no nothing, right? How can you gain or remove these chains? When you enter battle, you're gonna be earning 10 of them. When you burst with Mihara, you will get another 10. And when the enemy is neutralized, you will get 1 per enemy neutralized. Now, neutralize is an interesting thing that they are doing. Back in the day, we used to get characters that would gain buffs when they kill an enemy, but this is an awful buff because you have to kill with that character. An MPNL doesn't kill shit, right? So that would never be broken basically. So they have, it looks like they changed that buff into directly when an enemy is neutralized. So when they die, you will get one stack per character that's dead. I think these chains have a maximum of 10 stacks. The neutralized enemies will only give you a restraint chain when they actually have the second type, and then ensnaring chain. And then they will be removed at a specific timing. Now, the specific timing, we do not know what it is. As you can see, affects a random enemy at a specific timing, removing a restraint chain and earning an ensnaring chain. But we do not know what the specific timing is, so we cannot really say anything regarding this. It will also attack according to the number of restraint chains, so if you have 10, you're gonna be dealing 500 damage instantly off final attack, right? So those are the first type of chains. Kato, where are you going, girl? Hello. The second type... Wait a second. It is on the... And I cannot see anything. The second type of chain is the ensnaring chain. These chains are the most important ones. 25% of final attack and sustained damage every second, up to 20 stacks. No limit, no time limit. We're talking max stacks, 500% damage sustained every second for, let's say, 2 minutes 50 seconds after your first rotation. That is huge. That is huge. If you remember, guys, Summer Sakura, for example, her burst is not bad. Like her sustained damage is not bad. The problem is that we don't have enough sustain, or she cannot be proccing it often enough. This is every second, forever, for the whole battle, which is crazy. Now, how can you gain these chains, this second type of chains? You will be gaining 1 per stack remove of restraint chains, like we were talking earlier, at specific timings. We don't know what that is. On full burst, every 40 attacks, you will gain one of these ensnaring chains. This is a machine gun, meaning if you are playing at 60 frames per second, you're gonna be getting 15 stacks on the full burst. If you're playing on phone, that's half, 7 or 8 stacks instead. If you're playing on phone, you're getting kinda cooked as usual. Something I don't like about machine guns and this type of kits is that mobile players, which is the majority of the players, get fucked if you cannot maintain 60 frames per second. And that's it. Like I was saying, 15 stacks for people playing on PC, or if you can maintain those frames. You will also gain 20 stacks when she's killed. I don't see how this is going to work. We will see tomorrow, right? But my assumption is that when she is dead, she will apply max stacks to the enemy, to a boss, for example, and the boss will keep those stacks even if she is dead. If that is the case, that is really overpowered. Really overpowered. But we will see, because that means that even if she's dead, you are still getting those 500% final attack sustained damage every second until the fight is done. This might be something for PvP. We still do not know how it will work specifically. And after Fell Burst, you will also lose all of your ensnaring chains. So you could keep her as an off-burst character, so you always have those 20 stacks, or you could be bursting with her and instead get the third type of chain, dragging chains. These chains basically will do a couple things. First of all, they will be mirroring the stacks of snaring chains, meaning if you have 20 snaring chains, you will gain 20 dragging chains, and they deal 50% final attack as sustained damage every second, and I'm assuming this is 10 seconds because they don't really say it. Like if you come here, as you can see, you will basically be doing the sustained damage 50%, which means if you are doing like 20 snaring chains and you're doing 20 of these dragging chains, the damage is going to be crazy. You're basically tripling your damage on fell burst. The problem is that after the fell burst is end, you are removing all of the snaring chains, so you have to gain them back. Her numbers look incredible. We still, of course, have to check how good this is going to be in actual game. Because a reminder that for now, every single character we've gotten sustained has been lackluster. The sustain buffs are not good. In fact, Mihara herself has the strongest sustain damage buff on herself when entering Burst Stage 3, giving herself a 60% increased sustain damage. That is the only part of the kit that is not related to chains, and if increasing their own sustained damage. That's the whole kit. I know it's confusing. I think it's easier to see it on the notepad because skill 1, 2, and 3 are all passives, basically. It's not even like a burst that deals damage. All of them are passive with different conditions, so I think it's easier to see it this way. If there's anything wrong, please leave a comment and I will pin it, of course, as usual. But that's how the kit works. On paper, like I was saying, that looks really strong. Ultra strong. If you have Summer Rosanna, I would recommend investing in her to see how the damage is going to be. Even if you don't have Summer Rosanna, this looks like the machine gun team that we were talking with Siren, right? So let's say you actually have a few machine guns you can be putting in here. It's gonna depend on what you actually have. But if you did pull for, let's say, the new Wind Asuka, you're gonna be able to put her for the raid. You're gonna put in Ludmilla, you can put the new Mihara, and then you can put Siren and also Brown. So it's a really, really strong team on paper, right? There is so many things that we need to check tonight. We're gonna be live testing tonight. Both characters are looking amazing in my opinion. In terms of design and their kits, I'm really happy with this. I'm not happy with the increased amount of banners and everything else, but that's a topic for another day. That's it. That's gonna be it for this video. Beautiful people. Love you all bastards. Like I was saying earlier, live later, links in the description if you wanna come by, say hello. The kit is looking incredible. The amount of sustained damage you can keep through the whole fight, it's really, really high. Now it's a matter on when this specific timing is broken to see how fast we can gain our stacks back for ensnaring chain, for the second type of chain, right? That's it. That's gonna be it for this one. I'm gonna go back to downloading my Chinese slot, see if it finishes because the Chinese servers are slow. All that japping aside, love you all bastards. Good luck with your pool dinner rates. I'll see you in the next one.